But, you know, anyway, I did my part. Well, I met her and let her buy me a biscuit. Okay?
Yeah,
so I did my part. So, anyway. Oh, look, I didn't know if you'd be here. Oh, I've been saving this line all day. I didn't know you'd be here because I thought you'd get signed. Everybody else is getting signed.
Well, did you see my post about that?
I love that. Look, I almost said, and me. I'm sorry, boy. I dropped candy cane. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You can drop candy.
I get it. But anyway, it'll be there for Christmas. But boy, listen, I almost said you, little Donnie, and me will be the only three waiting. But dang, they got to quit signing so many people because it ain't cool no more.
No, it's fine. It's fine by me. Like, eventually, these people got to return my emails. Please.
Yeah, but it used to be cool to get signed. Now everybody's getting signed. It ain't like, you know what I'm saying?
Cool not to get signed.
No, I know, exactly. Oh, I gotta get my step on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and once you sit down, you can't get back.
Oh yeah, I know. I only got one in me.
Yeah.
I
got one up, and got one down.
That's it, boy. If I get stuck halfway, it'd be hard to do the show. So, okay, take the. Oh, we ain't even started yet. Let me show you.
Yeah.
Okay. You gotta do official. Get official.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the edition of Daddy to Work You Wrestle. You hear the claps. You know what time it is, George. How was your weekend?
Bullet, I am so blowed up and out of breath already. I have been talking. Weather here at Dad You Don't Work You Wrestle Studios is crazy.
It's fixing to get crazy.
Oh, Bullet, listen to me. The snow's coming in tonight. I was wondering. I just thought we had dirty roads. They got salt, all this kind of stuff on the road. By Thursday or Friday, 65 degrees. Believe it or not, right? So, big work. It's all a big work. What do you call those people? Do the weather? It's all a big work.
Meteorologists?
Yeah, them too. Okay. It's all a big work. But anyway, welcome everybody to the highest rated show that ain't on show. Ain't on TV. Allegedly, thank you so much, Bullet, for coming back. I'll use that line again, that I thought you weren't going to be here because you got signed. It was a little funny earlier, okay? Since everybody else is getting signed. Bro, they sound like 8 people today. I mean, it's like 8 a day. I don't know if it's... Anyway, I don't know that whole deal there, but anyway.
The High Spots warehouse was busting at the seams. All of a sudden, now they have more developmental wrestlers than we have. Stevie Richards' BWO figures. So
that's when you take him out of the pack with Daphne. They got as many signees as we got Stevie Richards figures.
Yeah,
that's a true story. Oh, boy, did I tell you about this? I can't believe I forgot about this. Thank you for reminding me of this. You may have been there when I done it. I couldn't believe it. I had 14 of his figures, Stevie Richards, left, and the guy, one of the wrestlers at WrestleCade, bought all 14 of them at one time, and I was so excited. I don't care what you do with them, but guess what he's going to do with them? What? The next weekend, he's fighting Stevie Richards in a hardcore match. Okay. So he's going to dump out Stevie Richards figures on the mat. Okay. I thought that was like the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah. That's almost as great as you selling them for John Schuyler figures. And then also, not quite as good also as you selling those action figures as Caleb Conley action figures. So. Especially
the 2 times that both of them was on the same show.
Yeah.
And I sold them a very good resemblance. And then, so anyway, I thought it was cool. He's going to dump out all 14. And then, like, I'm sure Steve Richards ain't going to take a bump on his own figure. He's going to put brother on him. But anyway, and then I hope he had a lot of success with it. He said he'd be looking to get more. But anyway, I had to throw that little piece of trivia in there. So a lot going on, Bullet, today.
Kids are very inventive these days.
Oh, man, I thought he was just going to take him and make him look like him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He said, oh, no. He said, I'm fighting Steve Richards. I'm going to dump him instead of thumbtacks. I thought that was great. Anyway, great day for me today. Just left a little bit ago, spent about 2 hours with Ricky Morton, Rock and Roll Express, on his podcast. I think he asked me one question, and I talked for a solid 2 hours. But just some great stories. I mean, I put him over a lot because I did put him over a lot because he's been good to me. I'm going to say that right now. I made a lot of good money off of the Rock and Roll Express. So a lot of good famous stories that nobody... well, you've heard 100 million times. As a matter of fact, I told the guy, his co-host, just to call you, and you'd finish the interview with me. Cause you
I know all your stories.
But anyway, a lot of good stories, rock and roll. Dusty telling us, the famous one, just catch rock, he told us you're going to fight Rock and Roll Express, their first TV. I never heard of a Rock and Roll Express. Nobody had. And of course, I told Dusty, what the heck's a Rock and Roll Express? And he said, well, just, whatever they do, just catch them. So that's all we did for like 15 minutes in Shelby. Every time he did something. Of course, back then it was way before the internet, and you didn't know what all they were doing.
You couldn't look up on YouTube the top 15 moves of Ricky Morton before you wrestle like I did Ryback.
That's exactly right. Oh, I love that, boy. And a little bit of tribute in that particular match. their first match in Shelby before they won because later on that night they won the World Tag Belts from the Russians. But anyway, Gene Ligon, who was my partner at that time, had got hurt the night before in Florence, so he couldn't do anything. I mean, basically. Not that he couldn't work, but he just couldn't do anything. He'll say, "Oh, you said I couldn't work," but yeah, that's beside the point. But his shoulder was hurt, so he couldn't. He just stood on the apron the whole time. So I literally was in this match for the whole 15 minutes. And I'm gonna tell you, I said it today on the podcast. Now everybody sees it kind of a little bit, but when Rock and Roll came to the ring that night in that old building of Shelby with 2,000 people, they literally were tearing his clothes off, the Rock and Roll's clothes off. And people say, "Yeah, you exaggerate." It literally scared. I've never seen anything like that. But they were so over already that people were literally tearing their clothes off. I remember looking over at Tommy Young saying, "What the heck is going on here?" Because we had never in this area seen anything like that. Of course, history was made after that.
Well, keep in mind, Johnny Weaver is an attractive young babyface in this area for a while. Yeah. So I bet when you see Ricky Morton looking the way he did in the 80s, it's pretty attractive.
So anyway,
when Johnny Weaver's your heartthrob in the territory, Ricky Morton's going to blow you down.
That reminds me of another story. I told you that time that, I used to love to get to the towns early when Johnny Weaver was like the road agent, and he was the one that told me always carry your boots and your trunks. And a funny story with Johnny Weaver is, I used to take my kids to the beach back in the day when they loved me, and they were real little. And I've always done it. Nobody told me to, but I'd always wear my wrestling trunks.
I do too.
Swimming. To this day, I mean, what the perfect thing to wear, okay? Even mine had John 3:16 on the back. But the kids hated it just because, I don't know why they hated it. But anyway.
Did you look European?
I know, but I thought it was the coolest thing. You know what I'm saying? Bullet, you don't have to wash them for the next show because you're wearing them in the salt water's always good for them. But anyway.
No tan lines.
And then later on, no tan lines. So later on I found out that Johnny Weaver, all those years back in the day, he did the exact same thing. Only his was green. Remember, he had those green trucks, so he wore those. So,
and I even heard he would even do that when he was like doing agent stuff and booking and running shows. Like he would still have a pair of trunks in his car.
Yes, he would.
And I think you even told me a story that even like till almost the day he passed away, he still
he
had a pair of boots and a pair of trunks in his car.
Yes, he did. Because a lot of times, even when he had long retired, some of the top guys wouldn't show up. Or some of the guys wouldn't show up at a show, many times in Florence. So remember that famous one I told you where I got to tag with him in like the main event against like Midnight or somebody like that, just because the other guy didn't show up and we were going to beat him with like a double sleeper. And I know how to do a sleeper in my sleep. Oh, that's a good punchline right there, boy. But I was so starstruck of being in the ring with Johnny Weaver that when we shot him in, I was watching. I said, "Wow." I mean, like a kid again. But I forgot. I mean, Bobby hit run right in. It's like I forgot to get a sleeper. So it killed my one moment of fame. I could have probably elevated to the next level if I'd remembered to get the sleeper. But anyway, I was so starstruck. We shot him off, and then I remember I'm like actually standing beside Johnny Weaver, biggest babyface work, and getting ready to do his double finish, a double sleeper, and I forgot to do it. And Dennis, I think, come off. Johnny Weaver hooked him. Bobby just kept running. As far as I know, Bobby's kept running. I said, "Bobby, please, you're in my way." I'm just watching Johnny Weaver. But anyway, a lot of great stories. It will be, Ricky Morton said it will be shown tomorrow, Thursday, Bullet. The podcast will be revealed for everybody to hear me. So we just had a great time reminiscing. Some of the stories I know his co-host didn't believe. I mean, me going to Myrtle Beach when rock and roll was so hot and they were actually selling, it's hard to imagine now, they ain't even a Strand at Myrtle Beach no more, but they actually had stores selling, Rock and Roll Express stuff, beach towels, and just, you're thinking, how can a team be that, that over? But they were. I mean, it's unbelievable. So, great time today, Bullet, for me. I know you just got back not long ago from huge Deadpool weekend.
Yes, wrestling is Deadpool in Miami, Paradise City Con. 3 days. Got to wrestle Bane the first night.
Oh, man.
And then I was in a tag team turmoil match where I teamed with Jinx and then took on 5 other teams. And then I was, what was my last one? I don't know. It's slipping away. I wrestled Warthog. So, from Overwatch.
Well, now...
I know I just spoke Latin and Greek to you right now. You don't understand any of that. You understood Bane.
Yes, I understand.
And tag team. You understood Bane and tag team. That's all you understood. Everything else you lost.
But my question is, have you been able to see, because I'm searching for them, and even Dark Journey's going to try to get me. Did you see the collectible cards yet with y'all? Have you seen those yet?
I get stacked, George.
Bullet.
Who do you think taught me?
Oh, gosh.
Do you think I'm going to walk away without getting like 100 of those free cards? Who do you think trained me?
Well, we got to talk fast.
Get out of here.
Do you have them? Are they here at This premises or
they're not at this premises, but I do have some.
Okay. Oh man,
I'll bring some in for you.
Oh, please do. I gotta text my grandbaby.
Because I don't have 100 friends.
Oh, listen.
You may have 100 friends.
Well, I got 100 grandbabies. Can you imagine when I go in 5th grade lunch with actually cards? You know how much over I'm gonna be over? I mean, I know Deadpool. Okay. Yeah. You imagine how I'm gonna be over at the school. But anyway, thank you. Oh, I'm so excited. So anyway, so much going on, Bullet, this week. Of course, I want to thank our buddy Josh Steinborn. I was back up this past week, Florida City, North Carolina. It's unbelievable what they're doing up there. They were running this old gym with no air conditioning, no heat or nothing. Running it every 2 weeks. Well, they worked something out with this Armory, which I've never heard of this in my life, where the National Guard Armory is actually letting them keep the ring there. So they're actually running. I know, I can't even get an Armory to call me back.
No, I can't either.
That's what I was telling that sergeant. I said, I'm not trying to start no trouble, but there's no police officer here. And he said, well, what are you talking about? I said, well, every Armory I go to, it's a state law. You're supposed to have a police officer. And he said, that's exactly what he did. So what do you mean,
Listen, that is the sound you want to hear from everybody that you're renting a building.
Oh my gosh!
That is what you want to hear from everyone that's like, hey, I want to do this in your building.
I know.
Hey, can I rent your building?
But what aggravates me, Bullet, is it's all supposed to be government, state coded law and rule, and not only that. He lets them keep the ring, and I'm probably going to get him fired and kicked out of the Army. He's going to lose his pension and everything. But they let him keep yeah, but they let him keep the ring there in the building, for heaven's sake. So anyway, and he had a good little crowd, and I did, which I'll never do again. I took, like I always do, I'm not a jerk, I took 2 of our students. They had their first match in a tag match. I did all this, put my name on the line, and it wasn't that bad. But what is after the match, when I pulled them to the side to tell them a few things that they did wrong, one of them didn't. One of them listened, but the other one, who I hope he shows up tonight, because I'll yell at him again, is he interrupted me. And he said, well, I thought, oh my God, but listen to me. I had to say, hold on for a minute. I walked outside in a freezing cold, butt naked, hit myself in the face, just cooled off before I went back in, and I let him have it. Oh my gosh, boy. Oh my gosh. So, I guess he just thought he got the booking, and I just happened to be there. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, all that made me so mad that he didn't even hear what I was trying to correct, that I took time to even correct him, and that will never ever happen again. I just told him he's going to have a lot of time to think sitting home next time. So it just really upset me, Bullet, that I took the time to get him a match, and you don't correct nothing. I mean, you don't say nothing. Just listen, okay? So, anyway.
Yeah, and we're not doing it for you. We're doing it for us.
That's what I'm saying.
We're only doing it to make ourselves feel good about ourselves, and we actually did something.
I sold 2 books, my last 2 books, and 3 waters, and he didn't charge me for the table. I got to eat all the concession free, so I'm definitely getting something out of it. But,
yeah, I'm just talking to you to make myself feel good.
Oh, exactly.
I just want to talk to somebody about wrestling, and I just want you to listen, and then you're interrupting me.
Exactly. So, anyway, I'll second think next time. So, as much as hey, all I got to do is just drive in the car and go anywhere. I'm still invited. Doesn't matter the guys or students that we bring. So, anyway, that will be negotiated tonight. So, anyway, thank Josh and him for coming. This coming week, it's so neat, Bullet. I've got 2 shows that I'm actually going to try to make, 2 different towns, 2 different places, and I don't really want to plug the town because one of them I may make and the other one I may not. So one of the 2 you're going to see me in, but I'll plug them next week. Okay,
when they've already happened.
Oh yeah, after the shows are over, I'm going to give y'all 2 promoters a great plug, because I don't want to plug one and go to it, and then the other guy get mad and say, well, I thought you was coming to me. So what I'll do is next week just plug both of them.
Yeah.
And nobody will really know where I go to. So, yeah, a lot going on here.
It's like Dave Chappelle's stand-up. Dave Chappelle's stand-up at George South Wrestling, same thing. Just a scrap.
But listen to me. I've been watching, I don't even know how, I don't even have a TV. But certain places that I attend, they have a TV. And it ain't even like they got cable or anything. But every now and then, remember I told you I saw Sonny and Cher, our show? Every now and then, if the weather, the wind's blowing right, I can pick this up. Well, the old TV comedy show, Laugh In, I saw an episode of that. And how amazing TV has changed. Like, Sammy Davis Jr. comes out there smoking. I mean, in his comedy routine, he's like smoking a cigarette. And the cigarette, what I'm saying, the cigarette ain't part of his joke.
He's just smoking
He's just smoking a cigarette. And Dumping Ash is in between some great jokes. And I'm thinking, wow, how. And even one of the hosts, Martin and Roland, whatever their names is, one of them smoking a pipe the whole time. I think it's amazing how times.
Johnny Carson used to smoke on the Tonight Show.
Exactly.
And then when he couldn't do that anymore, he would keep an ashtray underneath his desk. So sometimes when they come back from commercial break, it looks like his desk is smoking. It's just a cigarette going up because they would record in real time, so they would have a 3-minute break in between breaks.
I do got to give a quick plug in for this, so nobody will never watch it because I got caught watching it again. I shared it with you a couple weeks ago. Has nothing to do with wrestling, but 4 of my idols.
This whole show doesn't have anything to do with this.
But 4 of my idols, the Fonzie, of course, and Terry Bradshaw and George Foreman, and there's one other guy. They got William Shatner, where they're traveling the world, and I hate it because everything I thought about them being heroes and Terry Bradshaw.
Now we're just old dumb men.
Oh my God, exactly.
We're just dumb men. Don't know nothing about nothing.
No.
What's this? A smartphone?
No.
I've got a dumb phone.
I know. So you have seen it.
Yes,
Bullet.
I'm aware.
I mean, my gosh.
Just a dumb man.
That's all it is. None of them need the money. They can't. Bullet. No. I'm telling you right now. And the 5 minutes that I watch, everybody tells me, George, calm down. You got to learn to laugh. You got to. No, they had. I guess this country that they were in, it's not good for men to have hair. So they go to a place that removes hair.
And, we're going to get waxed, and then we're going to scream about it. Why don't we metrosexual?
It leaves something for the imagination. I mean, my God. So they lay Terry Bradshaw down, okay, who looks a little bit like me, got a little belly on him, okay? And Bullet, you know what's going to happen. It ain't even funny. So
they're just going to scream and yell.
Yes.
Ah.
So he gets up, and he said, I'll never do this again. So they got to do this side. He's a hair, got a hair check. And they literally just pull his hair out. I mean... And George Foreman says, what are you doing, you big baby? You've been hit by every tough linebacker in the world, and you're screaming. I mean, is it supposed to be fun? I'm missing it, is what I'm saying. So, and then Fonzie's over there saying, well, I just lost my wallet. Does anybody know where my wallet is? Where is this going? You understand? And guess what? Captain Kirk has his wallet. Believe it or not, Bullet. Everybody saw this coming. So... Fonzie said, I lost all my credit card. He's telling Nationwide Television that he's lost a wallet with all his credit cards.
He's giving his credit card number out.
No.
And the numbers on the credit card is this, and on the back, the authenticated code is...
If you find this wallet, could you come to like 304 Briarbury and Drive in
address.
California?
And also, too, there's a punch code, and to get in, it just also happens to be the last 4 digits of my security code.
I'm not lying. So, you know how this ended up, Bullet. William Shatner had his wallet. Now, was this not more plantish than some outlaw wrestling show? Okay? And, of course, he had the wallet, and he gave back to Fonzie, and they're all friends. I'm thinking that was like...
More planned out than an engagement in an outlaw wrestling show.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
At least don't let Fonzie find it and bring it back next week or something. You know what I'm saying? But how stupid. They're sitting around eating, and it was like the dumbest... Anyway, I got to quit watching it because of everything I thought of the Fonz and George Foreman and his grill and all that is holy cow.
That's why I always come back. Why I respect Johnny Carson. He got out. Right as he started to deteriorate. As soon as he started to go down a little bit. As soon as Arsenio started to challenge him a little bit, and a little bit of a bump back up, and then just kind of disappear.
No.
You remember me at the top. You remember me at my best. You're not going to sit around and laugh at me. I'm not going to be an old man like Bob Hope telling jokes and being senile. No. Just going to leave right at the top.
And then I'll shut up on that TV show, and it may be doing good. I guarantee it's going to get canceled. What I hate about it is I understand getting a payoff, but they're the butt of the jokes. Is what I'm saying. They're not like still cool, where Fonzie hits the table and the billfold falls down like he used to do the jukebox. You know what I'm saying? They're all the butt of the jokes, and that's the part I hate about it. So that's what I'm supposed to remember.
But the thing is, though, that's not new ground. That's what they have been playing for now 2 decades. As a matter of fact, they've played the butt of the joke longer than the years that they were cool. Like, Terry Bradshaw's been the moron on the Fox NFL desk for 20 years now. Fonz has been in Waterboy and all kinds of other goofy things, playing the goofy guy. He was the nerdy guy in Night Shift.
See,
he's been the nerdy, weird guy more than he was the
Fonz. If he was still trying to appear as the Fonz, kind of like Lone Ranger-ish.
But he's already moved away from it. I totally agree. He's been the goofy guy longer than he's been
at least
the cool guy.
The original Lone Ranger, remember? He still made appearances. Now, remember, they wouldn't let him use the mask because they got all politic on him, so he just used black sunglasses. But he did still do the hat and his whole gimmick. Even up to the time he died, he still left a silver bullet You know, wherever he went, that was his gimmick. So anyway,
but like Adam West. Adam West was 50-50.
Yes.
He was the cool guy for a while.
Oh, no.
And then he got to about the mid-90s, early 90s. Then I'm going to be the weird guy.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'm gonna do,
I totally
20
agree.
years as the cool guy, 20 years as the dumb weird guy and the voice of the guy.
And listen, nobody, I mean, I lost to the Ding Dongs and the Mulkeys. Okay, I was the one to get pinned. I just didn't lose to them. I was the one to get pinned. So I know all about doing stupid things.
Being the butt of the joke.
Being the butt of the joke for your career. Lord, please, I went there and had to go 20 minutes with Dave Sullivan. Bless his heart. That was probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I'm just telling you that. But anyway, so a lot of history here tonight on the show, Bullet. I'm glad that just don't ever let me, I become an old fart. We can't stop that, but just let me ride off into the sunset, okay? Don't pull, that's why I shave my body. Don't pull hair out of my body with a piece of duct tape. Just trying to get a few ratings. Now, if it gets bad here, I may eat crow and try it if the ratings get bad. But right now, we're steadying right there, okay?
It ain't going to get any worse.
No, getting no worse. That's very true. But anyway, so much going on, Bullet. I know Idiot of the Week is my favorite time of the show. Bullet, listen to me. You know we're popular when people are actually sending me suggestions for the Idiot of the Week, okay? And I know everybody in history of this TV show is going to know who I'm going to throw in this idiot bag. But this may be one of the first times that I throw somebody in the idiot bag, and before we go off the air, I'm going to take him right back out and give him his reputation back, okay? But listen to me.
Okay.
Everybody knows that football, NFL's a work. I'm just telling you, folks, listen to me. I'm going to tell you right here, Minnesota's going to win it all. Just so happens, where's the Super Bowl going to be at? Talking about Dusty returning to Florida to win the NWA World Belt. The Super Bowl's going to be in Minnesota. I'm just saying, Bullet. I'm just saying.
Well, it'd be even more of a tip-off, and I think it's why they didn't do it, is if Atlanta beat Philly, then they would have had to hold the NFC Championship game in Minnesota also, and then turn around and play again at the Super Bowl. But since Philly won, they're playing in Philly.
Oh, yeah. So
anyway. That would have been too much of a giveaway.
Yes.
That would have been too much of a giveaway.
Well, everybody but except me would have known it was a work deal.
Yeah.
I figured it out right away. Minnesota's going to win it all. They're going to go in hometown, win a Super Bowl. Everything's going to be happy. But I got to throw that young man that missed. I know you saw it too. That missed that tackle in that Minnesota game. But the only reason is I'm going to throw him in there.
They're making memes out of him, George.
Oh, I know. There's some cool ones too.
They got Seth Rollins giving him the curb stomp. He's got Steve Austin giving him the stunner.
But the best one, have you seen this one? I don't know who did it. Someone photoshopped him on a twister. You remember that old board game Twister? Yeah. And he's like this, boy, like he's trying to step on the yalla. That was the best one. Okay. Where they said he just won Twister. That old game where you had to spin and whatever it was. But anyway, so I'm going to throw, bro, listen to me, from day one in football, I guess he was just trying to go in for the big hit and like.
Just watch the ball. He was making a play on the ball.
Just wrap up. But now they may have kicked a field goal. I mean, if that time would remain, they could have. If he'd have stopped him.
But old Shay Sharp says you got to rely on the hold. You got to rely on the kick. You got to rely on the snap. So take those out.
For that to happen in Minnesota, just reassures what I say that it didn't work. But anyway, so I'm going to throw. But do you know, brother? And the reason I'm going to take him back out, I'll tell you in a minute. Brother's getting death threats over that because of that. Man, football's serious business. But and I didn't like neither team. Of course, you can say, well, George, your team's sitting home. Cowboys sitting home watching this. I tell you who got the last laugh on my Cowboys is that Brady Church, who that defensive back that we actually cut last year because we said he wasn't helping the team, is actually playing for Jaguars right now. So he's laughing at us all the way.
He's on the best defense.
Yes. And I did see one a comical thing on TV, on Facebook that I laughed at where they had that big linebacker for the Steelers. They had him in his Steelers jersey, and then they had him in his Patriot jersey, and they had a big picture of Tide. Because, everybody's eating Tide now and dying. I don't know if you've seen it. But they said Tide took him out of the dirt, washed the dirt off of his jersey, and made it into a Patriot. But the punchline was everybody's eating Tide now and dying. So I don't even understand that at all. We'll do a whole episode on that. But, so I'm going to throw the young man that missed the tackle. What a bullet. Listen to me. But here's the thing that got me. You got to lay there. if you miss it that bad, you got to be carted off. So it looks like you can blame it on a hamstring or
I know a wrestler that blew some spots, and then he faked an injury just so people wouldn't yell at him for blowing the spots. He faked it so good, he took a whole year off, and like came out gimping around and stuff like that. Just had surgery, had a brace on it and everything. I'm like, I know that leg ain't busted. You just didn't want to get yelled at for messing up all those spots.
That's so true. That night here, Dark Journey, when I turned her loose on one of these outlaw guys that came here to work out for one time. And Dark Journey did a spot with him, and he got sick and wanted to throw up. And I said, ain't nothing wrong with that. Go to the bathroom. He said, oh, no, it ain't that. I hit my head 2 weeks ago in a match, and I hadn't got over it. And I'm like, shut up. You just got blowed up. But anyway, so I'm taking Brother. But Brother got right back. But so I'm putting Brother in the idiot bag for missing the tackle. They're all
head first.
Yes, head first.
Head first.
Oh, yeah, head first. He's not.
He's going to head first.
Oh, yeah.
He's going in like this.
Oh, I need a figure. Oh, I got to. But anyway, listen to me real quick. So he's going in the idiot bag, okay? And because they're calling it the Minnesota Miracle, okay? Is what they're calling it. Oh yeah.
This is him going in.
Yeah.
It's right in there.
First. So the young man will be put in the idiot bag for missing that tackle. But what I'm going to do here, maybe one of the first times we'll have to go back and check history, is I'm also going to take him out of it, Bullet, okay?
Take him out.
If you don't mind, and we're going to give him back his credibility. You know why? Because that was very impressive. He didn't blame anybody.
No.
That blew my mind. I mean, he literally took all the heat. I mean, that's unheard of in today's anything, really. Forget football. But he just said, I missed him. I mean, he didn't blame.
He should have been in this actual position right here. The guy should have been up in there, and he should have been like right here waiting for him. So when he went back down, he had.
That's exactly right.
So very appropriate.
So we will throw him in the idiot bag, Bullet, if you don't mind.
Take him out.
For yes, and then we're going to take him out. He gets his credibility back. And then hopefully I don't know if they fired him. They're talking about they're going to fire him. There's already talk about they may fire him. Brothers getting death threats and everything like that. But anyway, what will give him more credibility is when Minnesota wins this whole thing and they find out that it was a work, that he was supposed to miss that tackle because Minnesota's going to win.
That was the first thing I thought of. I was like, maybe he had that line or something like that.
Pete Rose been talking.
Because he took out the other guy that could have made a play and chased the other guy down. He tackled his teammate.
Listen, he's going to play. He's going to play for Minnesota next year. I didn't heard through the grapevine. Okay.
You know that's the only way he could do. Minnesota would be like, sure, we'd love to have you.
Hey, listen to me, and we're going to close this out. What? WWE should sign him. Heck, they've signed everybody else. Couldn't you imagine signing him right now? Boy, he would be the biggest heel in wrestling. And his finisher.
Oh, especially. Bring your boy back to work. Guess where WrestleMania is this year?
Oh.
New Orleans.
Oh, boy.
Look him for WrestleMania.
Oh, boy. Dang.
Biggest heel in the.
Oh, my God.
Biggest heel in the building.
Boy.
He's already there.
Oh, boy. They can. Oh. That is, I got goosebumps when you said that, boy. Oh.
I got a little Vince Russo-ish in me. I got a little bit of that.
I would buy that right now. I've never bought a pay-per-view in my life. I would legally pay for that if they would do that, boy. What a missed opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my gosh. So much going on here. But, folks, listen to me. What we don't want you to miss in any position is
the second greatest book of all time, which we will drop in your box and we will catch and throw it in the end zone, otherwise known as the UPS truck, and send it out to you at highspots.com. If you want to know more about what I'm doing this weekend, make sure you follow me on Instagram at ManScoutManning or on Twitter at ManScoutManning. This has been another edition of Dad, You Don't Work, You Wrestle.
Good show. Boy, thank you, my friend. Good. Oh, boy.
We just connected some
dots
there.
I got to talk to some people.
It was like the end of Usual Suspects.
Oh, boy.
Just right there.
Listen. He comes out at WrestleMania in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. And says he meant to miss.
Oh,
boy. They charged the ring.
Mm-hmm.
He deliberately.
Then you have Brock Lesnar, who played for the Vikings,
come
out and give him an F5.
Oh, Bullet. I got to go to the bathroom. That's so exciting. Bullet with his Minnesota jersey on.
Yeah.
With his name on the back. Bullet. In about 5 minutes, we saved wrestling.